It's my involuntary yoga. But the forward rolls, the back rolls, the shirts, everything. But there's one for shoulder rolls, which it's hard to get, and it's hard for me to do because I got this shoulder surgery, but because I'm not as flexible as most other guys, people that do jiu-jitsu. It's a wrapping of if I'm gonna roll that way to the shoulder, I'm rolling here and I roll underhook my knee. Some people go behind their backs because they're so flexible, so just watch because it's kind of weird. What I'm trying to do is get my hips over my shoulders so that I'm not, I'll do it and then I'll explain it, but what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to point my toes over my head, so I'm actually pointing my toes in that direction, trying to keep my toes on the mat. So the traditional way they teach people is to roll. I don't know if I can do it on that side. So you're rolling on the high part of your shoulder.
High part, okay.
The way I practice this, because I'm stiff, everything from head to toes. I got joint issues from just carrying a lot of stuff on me. So what I do is I try to get to the couch while I'm watching TV or whatever it is that I'm doing. If I'm at home, I'm on my ass. I got a wall or a couch and I'm reaching with my toes. Because ideally what I want to do, so as I keep going, I'm going to reach with my toe and assist. Try not to compromise my neck. I'm not real flexible with my neck, so you should be able to get on that portion of your shoulders.
When you were rolling, you had your legs kind of extended, right?
Yeah, so that's kind of why I practice doing this. And Scott might have his own way of doing it because he does a lot. Because I would just do that until I could feel, ooh, I would almost choke myself. Bigger guys,
Feel
bigger
that
chest.
spot?
Yeah. And that's why I use the sofa or the wall, as long as you don't have dirty toes and the life doesn't get bad.
I'm seeing at the moment. I can get whatever I want. It's very nice.
Until I can get to that spot where I can talk. So what happens, sometimes you get upside down, you can hurt your neck. Or you get in a spot and you're uncomfortable and you can't breathe. You gotta find that spot where you're letting your airway stay open. At least for me.
Yeah, and like show him like a back roll where he's like gets his neck out of the way. Like I don't know if you've seen it before or not, but like when you do a somersault, you don't roll over the,
Top of your head.
top of your spine. You kind of turn your head so you can roll over one of your shoulders. So we're like, I'm over my shoulder here, my head's out of the way.
The opposite shoulder.
And then that was gonna progress to, once you feel comfortable doing that, you can lead with a toe or one of your feet. It's gonna help you with your back rolls. So what I'm doing is, as I'm leading this way, so I'm going in that direction towards the parking lot, I'm gonna get my hips over, pointing my toes over, and then the one in the lead direction is gonna lead to touch the mat, and that's gonna allow me to kind of roll over. Adjust. And I'm just not landing on my knees. For this, you can when you're rolling, sparring, but with this one, it's just helping you get your body. Because you're just still trying to be safe. As a white belt, the first 6 months, you're just trying to be safe, not hurt yourself or hurt others. So if you want to try to do that toe roll, goes to your right, my left. So your toe is going to come over your head and touch the mat. So that this one, yep, and make your toe, not your knee.
My toe.
So,
Toe first. Okay.
because then I use it to land and hit.
Good toe.
Yeah. So that you land with your feet out. So I'm gonna.
Oh, so like you, okay. Did like a 180. Your body ended up in the opposite position.
It helps keep your elbows tucked back. You might be flexible enough. But see, yeah, there you go, perfect. Yeah. Now do your left foot. And you should roll this way.
That would be on the right.
Yep.
That way.
And what you're gonna do is you're gonna use that to alternate down here. We call these warm-ups, but they're really just movements that we try to.
I've never done that movement
That's
before.
a new one for me too. I learned it. I went to another class on Monday because I couldn't go teach my son's class, so I jumped in. I was like, oh, I like this because this is a good fundamental. It was a fundamentals class. I took my 12-year-old to that class, and the guy who taught it, Dan Gary, he's a self-taught jiu-jitsu guy.
I'm going the wrong way with
You're
that.
good. You're good. You can go.
Okay.
As long as you're alternating, but you're getting that movement. You're tucking your head. You're rolling. That was such a good. I've never seen that one before, and I liked it. I saw it Monday. I'm going to start incorporating it.
The what?
That-
This move?
Just that. Well, no. That particular one, because it helps me roll, whereas I only know this one. So roll this one.
So if you need to get out of the way, you're getting back in guard.
Well, the reason why we're doing this is what Scott is talking about, is when we do a backwards roll, I'm not rolling over my head, and I'm choking myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm creating space by, you can even start here. I'm opening up my shoulder, leaning this arm out, tucking my arm in this direction. So I'm rolling on this part of my shoulder. So as I come in, I'm coming up like this. I can't do the other side, I'm just not that flexible in the neck. Yeah. And so then, I would go. I guess I can. Just don't do it. Once you get that head tilt, because you're gonna feel like you're kind of, then you'll be able to do it progressively. As if we were fighting, what I try to tell people is just to show you what I'm trying to do. When I do a backward roll on a warm up, lower my ass to the heels. So you have it. And I'll send you this one. Lower my ass to the heels, you just watch. And I'm tucking my chin, and I'm creating a turtle shell. So what you're gonna see is, I really have to consciously think of not just flopping on my back. I'm lowering my ass, tucking my chin, ready to engage the threat. And as I roll forward, I only roll one side of my head, but you should be able to do it on both sides. What we tell the kids is, pizza, here's the back end, the crust. I'm gonna make the pointy part, I'm gonna tuck his hand under my head, under my legs, under my hips, and I'm rolling on this shoulder. So when I'm doing a forward roll, you can also do it from your knees. You roll here, you tuck here, but we do it standing up. I can't roll on the shoulder as well. Come on this leg. And I alternate. But I like doing them standing up so that when I start fighting, if I lose my balance, I'm ready to fight. Oh shit, he's coming back. That's where we're progressing to, that's what we want. So as we're rolling and I'm coming in and he's starting to put his legs on, I get him inverted, get him uncomfortable. He's not uncomfortable, he's ready to engage. He's not losing the position just because I lifted his hips over his shoulder. That's why we do all this stuff.
So that makes,
Just the slow
makes
rolls.
perfect sense.
Yeah. For this mode, just try to actively extend one arm out. I kind of do it quick, but extend the motion as you start doing both sides. You don't just get used to doing one side, but instead of tucking it in, you want like that. So you go ahead and consciously start like that. The moment you do it wrong, you'll feel it right away. So that way you can go over your head, you go over the crown of your head, you want over your wrist, and mostly your shoulder.
Yeah, I mean, I would even like, because of the idea of making sure you smack the mat, you know? So, you know, if you can just go really slow, then
Yeah.
you can even,
Toes.
you can kind of like let it sink in and not think, oh, well, I'm gonna lose a neck or whatever. Yeah, slide your toes back. Like this.
sliding, using the mat to slide.
I mean, you don't have to end up this way.
There's a lot of variation.
There's a lot of different ways to end up. You could end up straight to your knees. Yeah, you could end up straight here. You know? But I think getting comfortable rolling over a shoulder is one of those, it's like, it's a JiuJitsu move, but it's not a natural feeling for us.
No, it's not.
You know?
Like I grew up on trampolines and stuff and did like some weird rolls as a kid and stuff, but it's totally cool. I like it.
This is essentially the footwork of, like, the footwork is the boxing. Moving on the ground, that's what we do.
You can also, like, you can go here, you can get this, and then you kind of learn.
Backwards, forwards.
Yeah. Alright, and then you're gonna walk the feet up. Walk the feet up, yep. Yep, exactly.
Forwards, backwards.
I actually, like, as a marker, if I think I'm ready to roll, is if I can put my feet to the mat here. It's like, okay, barely I can roll. And if I can, like, rest my hands on my knees,
On the sweet spot.
now it's like, okay, I'm like flexible enough where I'm not gonna get hurt.
Warmed up.
Yeah. Just, I have enough mobility, like, because there'll be times where I'll show up and I'll be like, oh, nope, not yet. You know, and I gotta do something, and then I'll start rolling, and then I'll throw them back down and be like, ah, okay. I'm like, I have enough mobility in my back to.
And like you don't show up to the bench press and just try to do math
Right,
off the bat.
right.
Or
So the idea of like doing these rolls even is to like, sometimes you'll be all tied up in here. And these is like, you know, these ones are such a great way to like, you know, roll that out. And get the neck out of the way. And so a lot of these rolls are, you know, or even like, even if I'm tied up in here, I'll just like, because I'm just like rolling over my back, you know, and rolling over my, and it's just like a little massage. So I'm rolling this way, I'm rolling this way, you know, and it loosens me up.
There's another one for opening up the hips that I needed to work on. Like, you probably tried to do this little lotus pose, but then there was other ones that we do at my old gym, but it's really helped me break up all the cartilage. It's sitting in this astronaut, coming up on that lead knee, and then I pivot, and I bring this ankle out. Try to sit. It's just called a head rock. And if you see what I'm doing, is I'm coming up like a Captain Morgan commercial, standing up on my knee and my shin. I'm pivoting all my weight on that lead knee. My direction is at this line of travel. And I'm gonna pivot this foot so that it passed this vertical line, and I'm gonna lay it outside of my ankle. Because I'm not flexible. Some people can just go and collapse right here. And the goal is eventually to not touch the ground, but you also want your ass cheeks to hit the mat, but I can't do that. This has been like a lot, because at first I was like this for like the first 2 years.
pointed toes over the back.
Yeah, so what we're gonna do is this together. So now your left leg is gonna come up, and you're just, yeah, you're almost gonna collapse on the outside of your knee. You're going on your shin, your calf, and then you sit down as low as you can. Sit down, and now come back up. Morgan. This is gonna open up your hips and your knees. If it hurts, don't do it. Hold yourself in support. But this helped me open up my hips for jiu-jitsu. These are definitely better slow at the beginning. But if you've already got a little bit of accumulated range of motion, it'll help. Because you'll probably see wrestlers do egg beaters. This is similar, but I didn't have the coordination for a lot of years to do this. But that similar motion helps warm up all the tendons and the muscles.
Okay.
So you're like,
That's all coordination stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, this is like if your feet are making big circles,
Yep.
you know, almost like where your toes are like pointing
So your
and
heels,
making big circles, or heels.
your heels or your toes are a gear, and they're turning into each other, and they're turning out from each other. And once you get that
Like
coordination
patting your
down,
tummy and rubbing your head or something.
sure, happy panda tummy rubs, whatever works for you. But the thing is, getting that coordination, I felt retarded for 3 years.
Oh man, yeah.
There's-
This is so cool because I'm normally like a goofy-footed snowboarder, so it's like dominant side, dominant side, dominant side. I never use.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I just showed you, like, oh, I don't feel comfortable rolling this way with my neck, and I did it. I'm like, oh, because I don't take the time to do it.
Yeah, and you know, in jiu-jitsu you'll find that like the technical stand-up is you're going backwards, right? So we're here, and then I'm going backwards, versus like I'm here and I'm coming forwards.
Okay.
So there's a lot of times in jiu-jitsu where if I'm getting like smashed in side control, what I want to do is like move away. But like, how do I move away from him? Well, if I just like go like this, he just comes with me, right? Or if I go like this, like I'm going into him. So what I'm trying to do is move my body away from him. So that's the shrimp, right? Now I've moved my body away so that I can create space to come back in, which is not always like intuitive. Even here, it's like, oh, I need to get away, or I need to, you know, combat what he's doing to me, right? So you think like, oh, I'm going to go into him to do that, and it's like sometimes going away is what we do in order to create space so that then we can attack. So that's some of the roles. That's some of like the stuff you would do in guard or in mount or whatever is like you can either push him away, right? Which is probably how I should have explained that. So he's on me, I need to get him away. So I can like all push him away, or I can move me away. So I can move me away a lot easier than I can push him away. Especially when he's landing on top of me like this. So I think that's like, you know, get him off you, right? And you're like, and really the escape is like here all day. And now he's off of you. So sooner you can learn that in jiu-jitsu.
Getting yourself out from underneath him rather than getting him off of you.
Yeah. Right. You remove yourself from the situation and you've created space for you to recover versus getting him, like it's not a physical battle to get him off of you. It's like I can remove myself from this space and also create relief. Two ways to create relief. Most times in jiu-jitsu, it's like a retreat. It's not a I'm gonna get him off of me, or I'm gonna fight power with power. You know.
That's a real life concept you can use with anything.
Yeah, like even in, it's almost in anything in jiu-jitsu. If he's got my arm, right? If he's got me in an arm bar, and I'm, you know, it's like Arnold Schwarzenegger would tell you to like, get the arm, you know, just like stand up and just like control his whole body with your arm, right? But it's like, dude, that's not how we do it in jiu-jitsu at all, you know? So what I would do here is, you know, let's just say I do have the neck, so I'm just gonna stack. And now I've like created a different scenario where my arm is not in jeopardy. I still have issues I gotta solve, but I'm not like, you know, if you're, and I'm like, I'm like standing up, we're like gonna take his whole body with my arm, and I'm gonna, you know, walk around with him like on my arm. Like, but that's how we fight. That's what people will do. You'll watch them and they'll sit here in the arm bar
And go straight to straight.
and they'll, and they're gonna like hold on to this or whatever, or they're gonna hold on here for dear life, and it's like, you just gotta create some relief for yourself. So I think that's a concept that's some of the movements that we do, some of the technical stand-ups, or some of the rolls, or some of the ways that we're getting out of situations. The shrimps, right? The reason we're shrimping is to get ourselves away, right? So that we can build a new barrier, a new a new wall, a new defense.
So the way I explain it to people, and I haven't created any of this. I've stolen this from everybody that's taught me jiu-jitsu, or I learned it. So when you're on the offensive in jiu-jitsu, it's yin yang, and you never know when it's going to change. You're trying to take away the space, trying to occupy as much space as possible. When you're defensive, you're creating space. So that's what the frames do, is you're using your skeletal structure to create a wedge between you and the earth and the person to move your hips. And usually it's on your side. If I am not that mobile, pushing up my heels and rolling on my back. And if you're laying on top of me, you're pancaking my lungs. The first thing I gotta do is post my hip, get close to my hip, and get on my side. Now I can breathe and expand. I can start working my tools in front of my opponent. So as he was shrimping, we've never really understand why we shrimp. They're like, oh, it's just a stupid movement we do. But I'm just trying to get away from him. Just trying to create space, or I might start attacking. It's just giving me enough space to re-engage and attack. So if I'm trying to be a schoolyard bully and I'm trying to touch your head, trying to punch you, you're creating space enough. Using your hands, if I come in, you use your hands to frame. Now you do your technical get ups, you get close to the wall, you have more room, so now you try to get up as best you can without letting it touch your face. That's why we shrimp.
Chip away to get up.
Yeah, or if I come up, can you do a back roll to the stand up? So if I come up, I fully punch him, right? Push him. He comes back ready to engage. That's the whole concept of the rolling and moving around. If I'm knocked down to the ground, I'm going to shrimp. Plus I got to look around, not get kicked in the head by somebody else. That's the defensive aspect of it. Right now we're just engaging. As I'm coming in on offense, yeah.
Yeah, even in so we're here, even to the way Tanner starts it is so we're here and it's like, no, 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 no. And then it's like, uh-oh, okay. Just spinning around.
Spin you around. Yeah, I don't like
So it's like, no. Oh, he's got my feet. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, block. Recover. Right? Keep him away. Got my feet. I'm stuck. Uh-oh. He's coming in. Block. Recover. Right? So it's like, see how I'm moving away to try to, reset my wall. Right? And then the fun part is we do that a couple times. I'm going to tripod you.
Yeah.
So do that a couple times. He throws me down, gets rid of my feet. I recover, does it again, and I'm just like, oh, dude, he keeps doing this. I keep doing this, right? He does it again. It's like, dude, I'm screwed. He keeps doing it, and now because he was thinking he was going to throw me, and before he could throw me, I recover and sweep him. Because now he's developed this pattern where he's going to take me off and throw me off. And I know he's going to do that again because it's working. So I'm defending, and then he's going to throw him off. So if I just keep doing what I keep doing, one of us is going to be the first to change, and that person's probably going to now take the advantage. So this is the game. He's initiating, I'm answering. He's initiating, I'm answering. If I just continue to answer, he's eventually going to do something different here, where maybe he would just step over to the other side, or yeah, right, or come and attack a leg. So I've been doing the same thing. Yeah. So what have I been doing? I've been doing here and then coming over, and so you're just gonna take this leg and throw it down now. Oops. Right now he reinitiated. He changed the game because I was used to just being always able to post here and recover. And so he recognized that, and he said, I'm not going to let him post. I'm going to let him think he's going to post. And I'm going to bend his leg and bring him back. And that's when it becomes fun. You know, that's the game of jiu-jitsu is develop a pattern with somebody. They're going to start to defend it a certain way, and you got to see that
Recognize.
and be able to change it before they do. Because I'm going to be like, oh, he's throwing my legs again. Okay, next time he throws my legs, I'm going to tripod. Before I can do it, bam, he threw my leg down and jumped to the other side. And then the game starts over from here. Now we're on side control, right? And he's going to try to control the head, right? And so I want to get this hand in, and I want to, battle here. And he's going to get rid of that arm and control the head. And so I got to get it back in here, and I got to get this out, right? So now he's going to do again to control the head, like he's been doing, and now I'm going to Heisman him. And I'm not going to let that happen this time. I'm going to go a different way. Now I change the game. Now I initiate it. Now he's got to come back. When he does, I'm going to get my knee through. Because I know he's going to try to recover. So, and that's, to me, that's the fun of it. Is everything that you throw at me, I have to solve it and then like counterattack or counter address it before you do.
And there's counters to every offense. There's counters to it. Multiples.
There's counters and the counter. Not multiples necessarily, not endless. Maybe more than one, A lot of it depends on how they're set, what he's doing and whatnot. Not all of them work perfectly, He could know that I'm expecting him to come back, right? So he can counter my counter. He could know that I'm, if I Heisman him, that I'm going to try to sit up. So he could make me think, okay, I'm going to let him think that sitting up is the way to go, and then I'm going to go and attack his legs. So I'm trying to be a step ahead of him, and he knows what I'm about to do. Because I don't want to be flat. I don't want to be smashed. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to go that route. He knows that.
Right now, you're kind of on the game with David. You're pretty predictable. You got front, left, right. Whereas he's now in a four-dimensional chess game. He's like going, I can burn it, go over it, go in there, I can go through it, go around. Right? You're still trying like, I'm blocking, oh shit, I'm pushing down, no, I'm attacking, I got something, oh, I lost. That's kind of where you're at. Eventually,
That's a
you'll
good
get,
analogy.
I just think it just came in.
Yeah.
Because we really are. At first, I'm like, I'm going to not lose this roll, and you lose. And fuck what I do. Just like a straight line forward. Quite predictable. Right? So I'll do that little thing where I'm walking, and I'll start pushing them. And it's just a weird thing where, especially tall people, when they start stripping or they start doing this, and I'll just get past their knees. And they don't even expect me to hop. I just jump over their knees. And I don't even go that way, because they expect me to go that way or this way. And I just kind of slink my hips over their knees, or I pinch their knees if I'm lucky enough. And then once I can't get their shins, that's all I really need to do is step. But no one's thinking of that initially. I didn't see it once.
Yeah, most people are here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at first you're going to keep your knee there and you're like, okay, I'll just do that. Until you figure out, oh, wait, I got to be on the side. I got to be mobile. I got to be an iron squirrel or turtle shell or whatever you want to call it. But these are all a lot of concepts we're throwing away. It's not going to make sense.
No, I see, and it's never hardly beneficial to be flat, is what I'm gathering.
Yeah, I call this invisible jiu-jitsu because what I really try to do is I weigh, right now I'm 216, but I weigh 210 normally, and I try to use my chest on the closest part of your lungs, and I'm trying to compress all my weight through your spine to the back of your other one by using all my weight on my toes and my chest on you. So whenever I'm moving on top, I'm trying to coach on you. Let me show you what I'm talking about. And we'll show you what it feels like. But like if I bring my knees in, now I'm holding my weight. And I'm getting nice to the partner so he can talk when I was in side control. I had my knees and I had my elbow on the mat. But if I wanted to be a jerk, now I'm trying to, that sucks, right? But that gives him room to move. What I'm really trying to do is control his hips and his head. So I'm using my knee and my hip to use gravity. I'm not touching my elbow or my knee. He's carrying my weight on his hips. He's feeling that, and I'm trying to cup his head, so I'm compromising his spine, giving him a little cross fix. He's feeling all my weight. He does the same thing to me. So I'm really trying to shrimp and hip escape to get that relief off. So when you can use your weight effectively, then when you go with a smaller person or a woman, you can start. Same thing, like when we're demonstrating, like when I had his arm bar, I'm supposed to have my leg over his face, but because I know he's talking, I'm not really trying to do the perfect arm bar, but I'm trying to control the arm. So those are the same things, like when you roll with someone.
Like I felt Grant, he's like 150 pounds, I felt like he was 300 for sure.
And that's what I call invisible jiu-jitsu. So as I'm moving, the moment I post my hand on the mat, I'm not attacking you. So if I can put my hand on your wrist or your shoulder, and I can move around, now I'm using gravity to hold you in place.
That's a cool concept, okay.
So it's just, it'll come, because your placement of hands is going to be like, oh shit, I don't want to fall. Okay, now I can put that on. And, well, if I don't have a good base, I'm going to be here and just sweep me, so I have to do like this, put my butt back, and creating a structure here. But the moment I start coming over, my head's unbalanced, my center of gravity's forward, I start moving, I'm going to start falling. But whenever I'm in his closed guard, or he's in my closed guard, we're trying to stay like this, like a pyramid. Like you're saying, that's a great position for you. Elbows in, frame on the hips, protect yourself. You get your knees and your elbows heavy. That's a really good position. You're always trying to fight to in guard. The moment, what I want to do, I want to break your posture. I want to bring your head up over your hips. I want to get your knees compromised so that they're closer, and now I can sweep you, or I can submit you to some position where I can be on top or on the back. So you'll see him, he's really good. We have a little different games. You'll see how he sits in guard, or he postures up, and he uses his frames to keep me from getting his head. And I'm trying to, so I'm using my body to try to adjust to get his head, or use his limbs to pull over. And then I'm kind of going where I want. He's got a game plan for me too. He wants to get back to this because he needs to break my guard and pass my guard.
Open.
So
here, I can't get away.
With his legs
Right?
crossed.
So I gotta like kind of open those, which is what people are doing when they're doing this. You know, they're trying to put weight into this.
But the wedges work better than the pinking points, always. He's not doing pinking points, he's doing wedges on his body. He just angles his body. So for me to avoid that, I now know that my ankles are split, I gotta pinch my knees. Pinch my ankles, or start framing, getting ready to defend his attack. So I'm not just opening and going, oh shit, he passed. Now he hasn't passed yet. When his hips passed mine, now he's passed. But my foot's still there. Or yesterday we were going over this. Tried to use it last night, it didn't work for me. But I was consciously trying to do it. But anyways, it's a lot. So as we start coming at you or something, hands, they say this in wrestling, hands, head, hip, you'll feel more comfortable using your head eventually. But I use my head. We use our head against each other, posted on each other's shoulder, we'll go head to head. And we're trying to figure out, you know, that way, okay, then we'll start trying the limbs. Because I saw us watch rolling the other day. I came at you, you came like this. And so we were doing this kind of battle ram.
Head on temple.
Yeah.
That's uncomfortable.
But it's another appendage that you eventually use your neck.
It's a weapon, you know.
Yeah.
You only have so many things that you can use to manipulate them.
His side control as he advances, and I'm doing a really good job of framing. He'll use his forehead on my shoulder to flatten my shoulder. And now I'm having to address
So now I don't have to use this hand. You know, I can use this hand to control
The
these.
moment I reach up, he's got access to my elbow and my armpit. I'm
Yeah.
pinned to the mat. So now this appendage is pinning me, and this appendage is controlling my, which is holding my hips in place. So you don't want cauliflower ears, but I ended up getting.
This is the like real estate. But like we talked about, the feet, the knees, the hips, the hands, the elbows, the full arms, whatever the hands. So this is the real estate that if I can occupy this, I'm like halfway to the castle. But if he's got this through, even though I'm all the way over here, I have to get past this, and I can't get past this. So this is a problem for me. So I have to address that, right? So I'm not really. It looks like I'm far up and I'm doing a great job, but I'm not. I have to be here, and now it's a totally different exercise. And once I have this real estate, I never want to give it up. I never want to like take this knee and like, come up, like just have it far away so he can just recover. Because now I just went backwards. So it's like if he's gonna move around, I have to like follow him.
Keep it. Okay.
See, I'm blocking his hip here and there.
Oh, I
Right?
see.
I'm blocking both because you can do the same thing here. Now you can get his hip
Straight
out.
out.
Yeah. So if I can block his hips, he has a hard time moving. now if I can block his head, now he's got a really hard time moving, right? Now I have his hips and his head, and I have his shoulders pinned. So now it's like, you know, if he wanted to get his legs under here, it's like I'm all the way up here now. So I don't have to worry about that little zone. I just have to block this hip from coming in there, and it's like, can't, you know. Yeah, there you go. That's one way to do it. So
I gotta compensate for being a kid, man. But I mean, this is my voluntary jiu-jitsu. I'm in yoga because I roll, and in this movement, I don't like doing traditional warm-ups, but I do it. But I warm up by just rolling slowly. For me, it's slow movement. Luckily, I don't get hurt that way. In time, I probably will stretch my arm.
Oh, this is super cool for me. I'm trying to absorb all of
do you
this.
want to roll? Or do you want
Yeah.
to just Cool.
Yeah, maybe some drills.
I think if he controls side control. So as a white belt, your first thing is to escape, and you're going to escape pins from side control and out. That's really what you're going to work on for the next 6 months. Is just not getting it. But what I always try to teach them, tell me if you disagree, but if you need to know the escape, you need to know how to apply the offense of the attack. Right? So if you're going to get caught in side control, which you will, what he was saying is controlling the real estate is the hips. I always think of connecting the knee and the elbow through their hips. And then when I underhook the head, I'm trying to connect my knee and thigh, my knee and elbow. So
When you're you're talking
when I'm on
defense?
top of being offensive.
Oh, okay.
So what I want you to see is, even though I told you there's an invisible jiu-jitsu when I'm trying to put pressure on him, but when I just try to control him, I'm not trying to bear hug him, I'm trying to connect my knee through his hip and my knee under his shoulder. So this is what the connection that I want. Okay, and then I'm going to try to connect my elbow through his hip pocket all the way to this knee. I'm thinking there's a connection. I'm driving my elbow into my knee. And here I'm getting my underhook under his head. And I'm driving my knee under his shoulder so that my elbow's under here, because I'm taking away what he needs as frames. I'm showing you what I want, and then I'm going to show you what he needs to do from the bottom. So I'm making these connections through here. My weight is here so that I can do that, but I'm connected here. This elbow on this left side, if you can see it, I'm trying to bring this elbow above my knee. Look at his left or his right arm.
Can't hardly do nothing.
Right. If he bridges, I got this knee under his back, and I'm just controlling him. I'm not bear hugging him. I'm not getting tired. I'm just controlling him. He needs this frame from this shoulder to the elbow under my throat, and this elbow here. And we'll make these little karate chops with this. Don't do this. Don't put your hands here, because if I roll this way, I'm going to break your wrist. So you want a vertical karate chop, or you can make fists. So what he's trying to do is use these frames and make this uncomfortable, so I don't do the sweet nothings. I say, putting my head here, that's my other appendage pinning his shoulder. Because if I'm just doing this, there's space. But now if I'm doing this, I've got both shoulders.
So see, I want to get this arm around. Well, I can't because he's blocking it with his head. I want to get this one down here, but I can't. So like, both of my arms are stuck. So I got to try to move. You know, I got to try to create some movement. There you go. I got that out, so maybe I can get this down, my elbow through. Now I can get this arm through. Now maybe I can get my hips this way. Now I got that elbow in. Now I got my frames like he's talking about.
Okay.
Now I got my head free. If I got my head free, I can start to move. If my head's stuck, you can't move your hips from your head.
Okay.
You'll break your neck. So now that I got my head free, I can start to move my hips. Right? Now I can, and I want to keep my head free. Because the second I give my head back up, I'm stuck again. So I'm trying to get my head free so that then I can shrimp out and I can get my knee through. And now he's back behind here. And now we're like, I'm recovered.
Okay.
So we'll work on you getting that control, so that you can feel that control, so you can deny that control.
Okay.
So connect your knees to my hip and my shoulder blade or my rear delt. And yeah, you're gonna feel this connection, and it's just snug. So where if I move, you're not controlling me, you're just denying me the space. And if I move this way, your knee's gonna follow. This knee's gonna come underneath my deltoid, underneath my shoulder. You're almost gonna make a pillow knee to the back of my head. See now, and now bring your elbow in tight. Cut my neck.
Is it?
It is. Yeah, bring your elbow back to your. Yeah. So now as I move, bring his head down to my shoulder. So you're just following me, creating space, letting me not create space, letting me get tired. you're not bear hugging me. The moment I get here, you have to start addressing it differently. What have I denied you now? This, right?
My hip, yeah.
So that's what you're looking for from bottom. I want you to frame on the hip and right here across the clavicle. Almost like the more you try to bring your head down, you're choking yourself.
Oh yeah. I'm
So
trying to get my 4th point in there.
So I'm not really using so much muscle as far as the bench press here. I'm kind of using my wrist to flip my weight into your foot. So if I just try to bench press you,
Yeah, I see
that's
that.
not exact leverage. I'm still trying to get that knee in.
See, so, and on top, he's blocking your hip, right? So you would stop pressing into him, and you would address immediately what the problem is. The problem is that right hand in your hip.
Yeah.
His right hand.
My right hand.
Okay.
So grab my tricep like a shotgun. My elbow. Sorry.
Let's see, right here.
Yeah. Pull it to the
Pull it
ceiling.
up.
Pull it to the ceiling
Just
and bring your
gently.
knee in.
Yeah. Now bring your knee back under. Now see how it's gone. Now that little defense he had is gone. Now you can recover it. Now what's he going to try to do? He's going to try to get his elbow to the mat. Now it's gone again. So that's where that's the area you need to address. See, what you're trying to do here is control his head. And as long as he has his arm inside of your arm, you can't do that. So his arm has to be outside of your arm. And then you can do that, which means you have to be under him. Does that make sense?
I'll
Yeah.
sit on my back and try to do it.
So see
I'll do it incorrectly. Stay snug.
how your arm's inside of his arm? Now he's going to try to bring his right hand under your armpit into your chest so that he can create the inside position. So see, as he's fighting that, that's how you change the game. See, you're battling over here. I'm not critiquing you. I'm just saying. Anyway, everybody does.
Yeah.
So here we are, and I'm holding this, and I had him here.
Switch sides.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So we're here, and I had this arm up, and I had just had great control, right? Well, as he starts to move, and he creates a little bit of separation to get that elbow through, this one's starting to come through. Go ahead. If I just keep like trying to pin him and pin him and pin him and smash him, well, this is the problem.
Yeah.
So as soon as I'm here, and that starts to come through, it's like nothing else really matters. The battle's here. So he brings that arm down, I bring it back up. Right? Now I'm okay again, but now we're starting to do that pattern thing. So now he's pushing into my thing. Nope, now he's back there. I gotta recover that. Why? Because as long as he keeps doing that, I can't control his head. If I can't control his head, I can't get him. I can't keep him in side control.
He's freeing up your arm from the headlock to yank it up with the
Right,
shoulder.
and eventually what's going to happen is, so my arm, well, here, my arm is, his arm is outside my arm. See that?
Mhm.
Now he's bringing it in, and he's going to bring this arm through, and he's going to frame on this, right here. So now I can't get this, because his arm is inside of my arm now. See that? So I'm trying to get rid of this arm, come over, so now his arm's outside of me.
Mhm.
So I own this real estate now. He's going to try to bring it back down, and he's going to try to own that real estate. So that's where the battle is. And if you on the top just keep doing this, he's just going to continue to work that and get out. So you got to recognize where the battle is and not get fixated on smashing, but get fixated on like, oh, here's the open door is there. He opened that door. I need to go back and close that door. You know?
Mhm.
I want to control your head,
Right.
so I can control your hips. I'm already past your hips, but if I can control your head, then you have a harder time moving. Now look, now you want to win. You want to get that right arm inside of my arm. Boom. Now you can frame. This one goes on my head. This one, yep, on my arm. There. Look, now your head's free. Now you can move your hips a lot easier.
Other way.
Yeah. Other way. Yeah. Boom.
Strip
Now
away
you,
from the body.
now you get the knee through. Top knee through. Nope. Bring your top knee through and push yourself away now. This is that. There you go. This is a problem. Yeah, so this is a good thing for you to feel is we're here, you push away, right? That knee's in, and I'm smashing you, and you have that. and you're getting smashed, you're like, oh, I don't like being smashed. Push away. Don't push me away.
So what you're gonna do is like a good morning extension.
You're gonna
Using
push
this
you
frame.
away.
Now bring your head to my hand. Just your head using your. That's right.
Yeah, you did it.
Yeah.
But I just want to emphasize the difference between
Me pushing you versus me.
Bench
you're
press
on top of me,
or a good morning
right,
extension.
and I'm versus
Okay. Yeah.
I'm away. Here, I was like, here I'm away,
It's getting yourself away.
pushing myself away, and that move is used more often than not in jiu-jitsu, getting yourself away, than it is pushing him off. And so it's the same concept.
Reestablish.
It's the same concept as you're smashing me, right? And
Knees down.
you just keep smashing me and smashing me and smashing me, and I'm fighting here, right? And now I've got the inside. Now I can move my head. See? And you just keep smashing me, yeah, versus trying to get this arm.
Okay.
So it's kind of the same idea where it's like, I just keep pushing when really, like, all I have to do is, like, be here.
Get
I keep
yourself
smashing, but this is the issue. What I want to do is get you away from me. So what I want to do in side control is keep myself controlled on you.
Mm-hmm.
And you're addressing it here. I should go there and address it. You know, it's kind of like the easiest way to get what you want, I guess. You know, you can continue to smash me, but now there's an open door and you're blocking it. So I have to address that. I can try to push you away and be really strong, or I can just push myself away,
Push yourself away.
which is effortless almost
Mm-hmm.
in comparison. Yeah. So yeah, go ahead and keep going. I mean, we didn't really start, but
We're working to frames, getting it on your side. I'm gonna give you general. Whatever hip is closest to the person that's attacking you, that's the hip that goes down to the ground. You're gonna shrimp your ass away perpendicular.
Okay, say that again.
So I'm gonna say it as I do it.
Okay.
So the hip that's closest to the side of the attacker is the one that's gonna pivot down, and that's what you're gonna shrimp your ass away for this drill. And your drill is as soon as you create that space, you do your shrimp. I want that top leg to come off anything like a block. So go ahead and shrimp, boom, and it's initiate right there. It's just initiate. That's all that's blocking you is. Good. Once you get this, all you need is this little part of my hip. You can start creating space. So you're gonna start in a shin position. Get your frames so that this is on my hip, this is under my throat. You're gonna create a frame, a bridge on on your right shoulder. Bringing this foot up here, bridge, so you're gonna bridge over your shoulder, and then shrimp. So as we get here, you're gonna get your frames first, and now once you pull, stop. So get your frames in. That's one side. And this is gonna get connected right here. So this elbow is here, and this is here. So that's one.
Okay.
Now what I want you to think is to get your foot close to your ass. Now you're gonna bridge from this foot to this shoulder over this eyebrow. Bridge, shrimp ass out, top leg in. That's all you need to do. That's all we're doing. No frames, you're starting without frames. Build your frames. Boom, boom, bridge, shrimp.
bridge with both feet, and then shrimp out. Both feet in the mat, bridge.
Bridge.
Both feet in the mat. There you go.
Shrimp.
Now, there you go.
That's all this drill is.
Okay, I like this.
Both feet. Big bridge.
Frame, bridge, shrimp.
Try bridging like 45 degrees into him. Don't bridge straight into his chest. Yeah.
Like this?
So it's from, or like, it's over the shoulder, so it's gonna be like this.
Okay, so not on the back, like.
Yeah.
Like this.
Look over your eyebrow. Yep.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Now that creates an avenue of egress for your hips.
Watch. I bridge up. What do I have to do in order to get my foot under?
Go on to your side.
I have to go to my side and get it under. So what we're doing is we're bridging. We're already to our side. Now my knee's under. So it's one less step. So bridge. Now I got to drop, come back and get my knee under. Or I bridge. And it's like I don't even have to leave my bridge to get my knee under. So bridge here. Now I have to bring my knee all the way back under versus here.
One move, like a bridge shrimp guard.
Yeah, there's a drill for this too that I didn't even think of to just now. Is where we put both feet close to our butt and we reach, boom, and we reach, and we reach. That's what hurts my shoulder, but what we're doing is that, yeah. So you're reaching over your body. That's that rotation you want to feel. But now you can do it with frames, and same thing, you're doing it with your elbow.
There you go.
That's the movement we're looking for. And then once you go to here, now you should be able to shrimp out. So, nice and slow. I'm going to trap this arm. I'm going to trap your head, and I'm going to whisper sweet nothings into your heart. And you're just going to get frames. However it is. Bridge, shrimp, shield. Now as I try to grab your head, I want you to extend your torso away from me with your back straps and your glutes. That's the movement. So I'm going to try to control you. Now you shrimp. I want you to extend your head away.
There you go.
Okay, yeah, I saw you do it.
Pushing your knee into his chest so that you can go backwards.
The connection of the frames aren't used to push, it's just to keep me in that distance. You're really using your back straps, your glutes, and your hamstrings to extend to the morning extension. So I'm going to trap your arm. You can go frames. Sorry, bridge. Wait, your frame. This one right here. Yep.
Okay.
That's totally it. So, we'll do this 2 more times and I'm going to screw up your day.
Okay. I'm ready for it.
Okay. The steps have not changed, okay? Frame, bridge, shrimp, reshield. So, now I'm going to go on this side.
Okay.
That's why I said I'm going to mess up the day.
It's offset.
We're just going to go slow. Frame, bridge, shrimp, shield. Elbow, your left elbow. That elbow comes in under the top.
Frame, right?
Bridge,
Bridge.
shrimp, and then reshield. It's the same steps, it's just the goofy side.
It's the opposite. Frames. But yeah, I felt the weight difference, yeah. The nice guy, the heavy guy.
It's just, you still have the frame and you were safe, you didn't compromise your wrist. But you can see, once I put weight on you, you feel like we tussle somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
This, so this is why I always emphasize this. Karate hands or fists. You're not really making a fist take away energy, you're pretending.
Okay. Instead of like this. Like this.
Either vertically on my body, and I'll use anywhere from here to here, just as a frame. I'm trying to use that, not my muscle. You can suspend my whole weight, so put your elbow under my hip. Right here, just a little bit.
Okay.
That's my leg. Now, bridge. Strength. You didn't have any more strength, but you were carrying my weight. You can feel the difference in carrying my weight.
It's a little different.
You use the frame. So, we'll practice that later, but I just wanted you to feel that the goofy side is always. We'll work on this.
It's the same.
That's essentially the real fight with me today. I didn't advance, I just kept my weight constant.
Okay.
I don't care about it.
More difficult to execute the shrimp.
So now you're gonna control me and you're gonna feel the things that you need to control me, right? Not me. And every time you raise that knee, I'm gonna hook under your leg. Not much. Now I compromise your base here. So let's get that knee here. Yeah.
Nice.
So you can feel, if you can just be constant with your weight, so you're trying to control me, just let me carry your weight. So now. Connections, we're doing knee and elbow together. Bring this knee and elbow together a little bit closer.
Like touching each other
Tuck
like
your
that?
knee under my head. Tuck this knee under my head. Now I can't get this one. Try to get this out of your face. This is gonna be less effort on your part, because you're staying connected. This is a lot harder for me to do. You're using your head and your position. You can already feel.
I can.
You're denying me, my friends. That's a more effective control than bear hug and scrambling to control me.
Mm-hmm.
But we all do that. We all do that. You want to be a wet blanket, essentially. Anything else, Scott? I mean, as far as that?
I love that. Just that this today has been so sweet.
I didn't get a lot of it from here on down. You'll get the gist of it. The biggest thing is just be a wet blanket, right? So I'm coming here. If you keep me flat on the shoe on the mat, cool. You're winning the battle. You're getting to a point where you're like, I know I'm winning, but I don't know what to do from there. You're gonna feel like that for a while.
Okay.
But this is gonna frustrate a lot of people that expect you to suck. Slippery.
Nice.
That'll come later as far as I call it the white belt sweep. All you really need to do is post your head up. But when your head's going down, your spine's not placed. So I'll just show you that picture later. So same position, you're in control. You're controlling with your head. Now, arch your, no changing your body position, just arch your head back against my hand. Okay. Arch your head up. I can't sweep you as much. Now put your head down.
Yeah.
So that little head position, you didn't change your body position. That little head motion, that arching of the neck, strengthens your
So
spine.
you can still pivot and arch.
Yep. I know your head's up. I'm not going to be able to sweep you like I just did.
Okay.
But it'll come in time because I just wait for people to
You just felt it. Like there it is. Okay.
This is the first 6 months of jiu-jitsu. Getting it out and mount. When you get mounted and someone's just pressuring you, you go, fuck.
What to do? Yeah, that was really cool. Just feeling that difference between the weight and the no weight. Bridge, shrimp, shoulder, side. Yeah. Points of contact.
You do want to prevent, like what we went over the first half, is like, you want to use the tools to prevent us from passing the guard. But at this point, you're going to get passed. So your defense is to avoid getting pinned.
What's the definition of passing guard? I hear
When
you
my
just
hips
talked about it.
pass, when my hips pass your hips. So if you're on the ground and you're on your back, and my hips come to your side, your feet and knees and tools below your belt are no longer an issue. So if we're fighting, and I knock you on the ground, you got your feet, your hands, everything is tools. The moment I
That's a
pass
pass
your guard, my hips are past your hips, now you've only got this, you gotta re-engage these tools. You gotta re-guard. So guard meaning open guard, closed guard, whatever, guard retention. So you want to have a guard, you want to maintain your guard, and if you lose a guard, you want to regain your guard. So guard is basically keeping your tools in front of you. Kind of like a boxer or a Muay Thai. I'm not just fighting with one hand, I'm using both hands, knees and elbows. The moment my hips are on the mat, on the cage, I'm only able to use these. I only have knees, but that's the same thing. So if you still have your feet, I'm not past your guard. I'm still not past your guard. On your side, I'm not past your guard. I can even have one of your legs. When I get this game, I can have one of your legs, called a half foot, because I'm halfway. I'm still not past your guard. Pass is where I'm disentangled from you, and I'm controlling your upper torso.
That's a pass guard.
I pass. We're on your side. So passing the guard is knowing how to keep them where you want them. But once I pass, not getting pinned. And there's two basic things you're going to worry about right now. Side control and then mount. You've been mounted before, I'm sure. Someone sits on your stomach and controls you.
Yeah.
There's a technique for that. And it's real simple. It's called the elbow hip escape. Up to black belt, you can do it. People just get better at defeating it. The side control escape and mount, you're going to work on until you're a black belt. And then you're just going to fine tune it, simplify it. And you're going to keep thinking that same thing. Frame, bridge, shrimp, shield. I mean, I've never really broken it down to that, but that's really all it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it really is.
I love that. And one of you two said, these are all black belt moves. You're just really sucky at them.
I say that.
You say that. Yeah.
Yeah, you're learning black belt. You just
I've
don't
been
like
using that in my trade too.
Yeah. That's all, I told myself.
Run a crew of like 8 plumbers. Like, what I'm teaching you, they're black belt moves. You just really suck at them.
Yeah, so just do them 10,000 times and you'll get better. That's what I tell my son, because he's like, show me a secret, and kids want to know these shiny submissions, and I'm like, well, I could show you submissions, but if you don't know how to get there, it doesn't really matter.
Mm.
I can take you to the bank and teach you how to make a withdrawal, but if you don't have money in the bank, it's the kind of same thing. Like, I could show you a lot of submissions, and you're not going to be able to even get there. You know?
Mm-hmm.
You got to pass someone's guard. You got to control inside control to get to armbar. You got to get on mount to get to armbar or triangle. You know what I mean? Like, I could teach you triangles all day for a year, and you don't know how to get there. You're like, I know there's a triangle somewhere, but I don't know how to get there. Or you get on someone's back, you're excited. You're like, I don't know how to choke.
Yeah, I haven't learned any of those yet, and I'm glad.
Well, getting the back, and then I revisited 4 years in, is just getting on someone's back and controlling them and getting them tired. Once they get tired, then I'll start trying to choke them. But if I can't control them, then I can't choke them.
What time is it, Mike?
It is 8:45.
Oh, I gotta roll. I gotta meet my team. I appreciate this. One of those with you guys.
Cool.
Good one.
I'm gonna have to, I'm not